Good morning, everyone. And it's going to be a really big class today, which is absolutely fabulous. And good morning to anyone who can't be here, but will tune in via replay. Now, we all know the drill, but for anybody who isn't sure what to do if they have a tech problem, you can use the welcome email from Bajir to log back in with, and that usually helps. Or just above where I'm sitting at the moment, you can click here for support. So without further ado, I think we should get your teacher to come on down and take the class. And if you do have any questions or anything you'd like to pop in the chat box, you're welcome to, but you can also leave a comment on the class page later. So I'll see you a bit later. We'll get your teacher down. So here we go.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yes, I'm on good form,
Good.
I think, although the students can be the judge of that at the end of the lesson. Yes, they're back from holiday in Portugal. So, yeah, raring to go.
You look a little bit sunburnt, I must admit.
Yes. Yeah, and I got a bit sunburnt on the first day. But no, I'm on good form and back for a few weeks now. So there's another mystery location in about 3 weeks' time, I think.
Did you do some swimming in Portugal?
Swimming? No, swimming's not really my thing. But I went in the pool with my 13-year-old son. We play skimming balls. We have a ball which skims along the surface of the pool and it jumps up and you catch it.
Oh, okay. So you're pretty fit. That's instead of aerobics. All right. So you've got a great class this morning, which was terrific. And I'll leave you to it. And it's a good topic too, isn't it?
It's quite exciting, Franny, because it's back before no trumps. You know, it's all about bidding to slam. You know, where is it? I've got it here. Look, we'll be having a few slam hands, I think, today.
Oh, so exciting!
Yeah, it is exciting. Slam bidding can be, you know, obviously a bit nerve-wracking when you bid them, you know, your first slam. But no, bidding slams is a great thing in bridge and something we're going to look at today. So yeah, it's really exciting. We
should look forward to it, not get stressed out when we have one of those hands. All right.
And I hear, Franny, by the way, you're helping out on Monday mornings as well.
Yes, Bajir's going on a little break, but he'll be away for 4 weeks.
It was great. So lovely. Yeah. So thank you. I'll see you on Monday mornings as well as Wednesday.
It's a pleasure. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone then. Okay.
See you in a bit.
Here am I. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Franny, for the introduction. And we are ready to go, I think, 9:31 UK time. It's sunny and warm here in Harrogate, which is good. But we haven't got the heat wave that I think some of you might be having down south. Here we go. We're ready to go. Blackwood for no trumps. Of course, some of you will have done this lesson before. Some of you have never done Blackwood before, and some will be rusty. But it's definitely going to improve our slam bidding as well, our confidence for bidding slam, because bidding slams, I think, is the hardest thing in bridge. You know, for a beginner or an intermediate or an improver or even an expert, it's always difficult to know when to bid a slam. One thing you don't want to do is bid up to 6 hearts or 6 spades and go 1 down, because that wouldn't be a good score. Okay, so a few weeks ago, we learned about bidding 6 no trumps with balanced hands. That's relatively easy in bridge. That's all based on point count, with 33 being the magic number. 33 for 6 NT, as the rhyme goes. But to bid a suit slam with a fit and an unbalanced hand, you need roughly 30 or more points. Okay? And you might think, what's that man doing there? A bit of eye candy for you. The word fit. Great fit, yes. He's quite fit. Yeah, roughly 30 points or more. Although with a great fit and great shape, singletons and voids, you can bid a small suit slam with less than 30 points. You know, sometimes as low as 24 combined points, sometimes as low as 26. Those are more difficult slams to bid, of course. And the experienced players, the experts, have various gadgets that we learn about on Monday morning to help them with slam bidding. For example, Roman keycard Blackwood, splinter bids, the Jacoby 2 no trumps, cue bidding. I was going to say the list goes on, but that's probably about it. But yeah, the intermediates learn those on Monday morning. They are the more experienced partnerships. But for us, we've got this very useful 4 no trump Blackwood bid. It's a conventional bit of 4 no trumps used for asking for aces, as you would not want to be in a small slam, let's say 6 diamonds, missing 2 aces, would you? The opponents have an annoying knack of playing the aces fairly quickly, and you'd be 1 down before you'd even started. And there is easily Blackwood look back in the 1940s, 50s. Yeah, I'm not going to say exactly when. Okay, so what do you think you might do next? It's gone 1 spade. Yeah, remember to open high fives, by the way. Not that 1 heart. High fives when you've got 2 5-card suits. Your partner's jumped to 4 spades, showing 13 or more points and 4-card support, or 7 losing tricks. What do you think you might do with that hand there, if anything? I know that probably quite a lot of you have done the losing trick count. Some won't yet, maybe. Again, coming up in a few weeks' time. So North has either got a balanced hand with, say, 13 points or more and 4 cards, or they could have an unbalanced hand with 7 losing tricks. They might only have, 8, 9, or 10 points. But this is a very, very strong hand, isn't it? For those who do losing trick count, 3 loser hand, ace of spades, ace of clubs, ace. It's an incredibly strong hand. Almost worth a 2-club upgrade, but not quite. We need very little from partner demo. The problem about jumping to 6 spades now, we know we've got at least 30 points, don't we? We assume 13 or more points for North. We've got 19. So we're in the slam zone, but there is a slight problem. If you jump to 6 spades now, you could be missing the ace of spades and the ace of clubs. So should we look at the answer? We will bring in 4 no trumps asking for aces, known as Blackwood. Good. Okay, some of you haven't done Blackwood before, maybe. You want to know what the responses are. Well, they're relatively simple. 5 clubs is no aces, or 4, which would be very unlikely because it'd be unusual for someone to bid 4 no trumps if they had no aces. So it's nearly always 0. And then it just goes up in a little, progression. 5 diamonds is 1 ace. 5 hearts would be 2 aces. And 5 spades would be 3 aces. Okay, so you just have to remember that. It will be in the notes, of course, to download. So, given that information there, what would be your response to the 4 no trump Blackwood? As North. So, I always work it backwards. So 5 clubs is none. 5 diamonds would be 1 ace. 5 hearts would be 2. Yeah, I do have to concentrate. By the way, some of you might be playing the more advanced version of Blackwood, which is the Roman keycard Blackwood. We're not dealing with that today. That's for more experienced partnerships. That's what we deal with mainly on a Monday morning with the intermediates at 9:30. But yeah, on the improver class, we just look at deal with normal Blackwood. In fact, quite a few of my intermediates still play normal Blackwood on Monday mornings as well, because the Roman keycard is quite complicated. But yes, 2 aces here, look. 5 hearts. Okay, so moving on. What next for South in the same auction? You've wisely got looking for your slam. Partners come back with 2 aces. What's your best bid there, do you think, of South? Well, no, we'd only use 5 no trumps. We're going to look at 5 no trumps later in this lesson. But you'd only bid 5 no trumps asking for kings if you've got all 4 aces. But here we're missing 1 ace. But missing an ace between friends is fine. So yeah, it's fine to be in a slam, a small slam. Well, we just call it a slam for short. So fine to be in a slam missing 1 ace. You wouldn't want to be missing 2. So we would bid 6 spades there, yeah. That's the full hand, look. 6 spades, easy peasy. Just lose the ace of clubs and draw trumps as soon as you can. Lots of winners. Just going back to this one a second. Yes, yeah, most of the time Erica's asking, so would you bid 5? Oh, sorry, Erica, your question. Would you bid 5 spades and missing 1? No, if you're missing 2 aces, Elliot, let's just look at this slide here. If partner came back with 5 diamonds instead of 5 hearts, only showing 1 ace, then yes, South would bail out, pull the ripcord. Not that I'd ever pull a ripcord, so I'm now a bit scared of heights. I've never pulled a ripcord. I'm never going to either. But yes, I would pull the metaphorical ripcord and bail out in 5 spades. Yeah, missing 2 aces. But missing 1 ace, Erica, we're fine to bid 6 spades here. Good question from Erica there, look. That's the full hand. Let's play hand 1 on BBA. Well, actually on the hand viewer. Where are we? Here we go. Right, let's start there. Okay, so you can all see that. And yes, 5, 10, 19 points. Would you bid a spade or a diamond? One spade, good. It's high fives always, isn't it? Let's just have a quick peek at the north hand, see what you'd bid with the north hand. 13 points. What would you bid with that one? What number of spades would you bid? Everyone's bidding 4 spades in the chat box. Everyone's right, yes. If you only had 10 to 12 points, you'd have made it what we call a limit raise of 3 spades. That's 10 to 12, inviting game, but yes, well done. And what next for us as South, if anything? 19 points. It's a very good hand, isn't it? Again, those who do the losing trick count, it's a 3 loser hand. Ace of diamonds, ace of hearts, king of spades. It's a very, very good hand. You're in the slam zone. You know partner's got 13 points or more, or the equivalent in losing tricks. They might have 7 losing tricks, but they've got a good hand. It's 100% clear to bid on, isn't it? With 4 no trumps. Don't need to look at partner's hand. They come back with 5 diamonds. This is the beauty of hiding the hands, of course. Much more of a challenge for you, much more realistic for the students with the new technology. And what now for you as South? East is passing. How many aces has partner got? It's relatively easy, the 4 no trump Blackwood. Some of you might be wondering if it ever gets confused with quantitative. We'll talk about that later in the lesson. But when you've agreed a suit, 4 no trumps is always asking for aces. Yeah, we can bid 6 spades now, can't we? Just missing 1 ace. There we go. And the opening lead is the ace of hearts. That's good. So we've hidden the opening lead as well, which is good. Some of you might be wondering why they've led the ace of hearts when we've got the king. Any ideas why? Could be a singleton, but I agree it's unlikely. No. I think, yes. Really, against the suit slam, it's fine to lead out an ace without a king. It's an attacking lead. You take it whilst you can, as one or two of you have said, yeah. And also, sometimes you find that partner's got the king of hearts, in which case you take the first two tricks. So it's fine, this will be new for some of you, to make an attacking lead against a suit slam, 6 hearts, or I wouldn't lead out an ace against 6 no trumps, no. But against 6 spades or 6 clubs, it's okay to lead out an ace without the king. It's one of the very few times in bridge it's okay to lead an ace without the king, because normally it's Jack's favorite lead, isn't it? You're right, Ellie, to try and get the 2 tricks needed. Good, let's keep going. Yeah, the other times when you can lead an ace without a king, clearly if it's a singleton ace, which is unlikely, if it's partner's suit, it's also okay to lead an ace without the king. Right, let's play. They continue with a heart, with nothing better to do. And we're back in play. What card do we play now from Declarer? Yes, it's an attacking lead, Maggie. We make an attacking lead against 6 of a suit slam. Passive lead against 6 no trumps, a very safe lead, but that's another story. Or against a grand slam. Which card do we... Oh, I haven't said good morning to those watching the replay. Could be good afternoon or good evening. Hopefully, sure you're enjoying this lesson on Blackwood, 4 no trumps. Well, it's definitely a hand to draw trumps. We've got loads of winners, haven't we? But where do we want to draw trumps from? How do we draw the trumps? Yeah. Do we want to play them from our own hand by laying down the ace? Or should we go to dummy? That is the $1 million question. Richard, I never said never finesse when it's 6 no trumps. No, but we're in 6 spades anyway. But no, I did not say that. No, that's something I would never ever say. Good try. We need to go to dummy. Good. So well done if you played the 5 of diamonds here. Good. To get to dummy. Now, which spade should we play from the dummy, do you think? That's our next question. Because after all, it's us playing this hand, not just me. I'm just the puppet in charge of the mouse. Look, ooh, there's the mouse. Well, you've got an option here, haven't you? You could start with the 3 of spades or the jack of spades. Better to start with the jack. Mostly you are. The reason being is if the jack wins the trick, then you're in dummy to finesse again. Second player play low here. And which one from Declarer? Well, small one. Yes, we need to finesse. And we need to keep our fingers firmly crossed, are you? It could ruin my Wednesday morning if West has the king of spades and we go 1 down. What do you think is going to happen? Close your eyes and cross your fingers. Is that it? Oh, they've shown out. Very good. So we can continue with another spade. Patricia, yeah, I think it's probably the least surprising thing of the week, wasn't it? That was going to win the trick. And now, of course, we can finesse out the king. Very well done. Yeah, with 10 cards between you, the odds are definitely finessing of the king there. And East did well not to cover. No point East covering. They're not going to promote a card for themselves or their partner. Good. So with trumps drawn, we can just pay out our winners now, which we're going to do. Yeah, all winners now, Maggie. Good to play them out, though, in a slam. We'll play them out quite quickly. There we go. All winners, look. There we go. And let's have a look at all 4 hands. There we go. 6 spades bid and made. What a great start to Wednesday. And for that, you would score, well, you can see the score, you get 980 because we were not vulnerable. 500-point bonus. If we were vulnerable, we'd get 1,430. Notice how West led the ace of hearts here. Good attacking lead. I wouldn't say always lead an ace against a suit slam. Probably I would lead it about half the time, depending on the bidding. Yeah, what the rest of my hand was. You know, sometimes partner turns up with the king of hearts. Sometimes partner turns up with a singleton heart, maybe, and you give them a ruff. That would be unlikely. The West was void in spades, Angela. They didn't have any. Yeah. Don't worry. Right, let's go back to the classroom. Yes, I think we agreed on this one, didn't we? Well, let's just ask yourselves this one. We're coming back to that original hand. Partner's got 1 ace now with 5 diamonds. What do we bid next to the south? It's the same hand we had before the set hand we just played. Slam bidding can be a bit daunting, of course, though. You know, playing in your first slams, always a bit nerve-wracking. You can only afford to lose 1 trick. No one minds if you go down, least of all the opposition. But this one, yes, missing 2 aces now. You see we can bail out. Pulling the ripcord. God, that's scary, isn't it? Yes, you wouldn't catch me doing that. I don't think I'd ever have done skydiving. Good, so you can see already what a useful conventional bit the 4 no trumps is. Let's play hand 2 on BBA. Hand 2. So we open a heart. Let's just have a quick peek at North, see what they would do. 7, 10, 15, 16 points. What would you respond with the North hand? Janice is asking, how do you handle when the suit is clubs or diamonds? Good question from Janice. Basically, diamonds are fine, Janice, but you've got to be a little bit careful with clubs because if you haven't got as many aces, it can force you too high. So just be careful with clubs. Good question from Janice, thinking out of the box. But the club suit can be a bit awkward with Blackwood. Yeah, because if you don't have the required amount of aces for using Blackwood, partner comes back with 5 diamonds, and you'd have to bid 6 clubs missing 2 aces. So you just need to be careful with clubs. Good question from Janice here. So what's we bidding here? Yeah, just longest suit at lowest level. As the famous bridge teacher from Brighouse used to say, 6 to 26. Doreen Adams. much loved bridge teacher from Brighouse, which is near Huddersfield. I never met her, but that was her expression. She's definitely stopped teaching bridge now, but I will take it on. And as South, 6-2-26, Richard, yeah. It means you bid one spade with 6 points minimum, maximum 26. There's no upper limit for that one spade bid. 6-2-26. Yeah, that's the expression. Just to be clear, what's our rebid as South, do you think? 16 points. Yes, repeat Hartsfield, but can you be a bit more, what's the word, precise? Well, the one bid we should not make, the bid I like least, is 2 hearts. Okay. Phil's hedging his bets. That's okay, Phil. I know where you live. 2 hearts is the bid I don't like. That's only a minimum hand of 12 to 15 points. I quite like 3. I prefer 3 hearts here, really, Lisa and Den. Yeah, could bid 2 diamonds. Don't mind it, but 3 hearts gets the hand off our chest. Don't mind 2 diamonds. That's okay. Don't like 2 hearts. Don't like 4 hearts. Well, we'd be showing 9 cards, not 6, actually, Lisa and Den, because we'd be showing 5 and 4, you see. But here, you see, bidding 3 hearts, we're showing a 6-card heart suit and 16 or more points. And that's exactly what we've got. I'm not so interested about showing them the diamonds. But I don't mind 2 diamonds. I've just said that. It's an alternative. I just prefer 3 hearts here. I don't like 3 diamonds. That's the jump shift. That shows 19 plus, game forcing. Yeah, not strong enough for 3 diamonds. Right, should we take a peek at North's hand now? What do they do next? 7, 10, 16 points. Well, they're in the slam zone because South has shown 16 plus. That's why we've chosen to bid 3 hearts here rather than 2 diamonds. We've shown our point count, so it's much easier for North to know what to do next, which is 4 no trumps. And let's just take a peek at South. What's their response to the Blackwood? Phil, it's a good question. Phil's asking about whether we want to go to no trumps. But that 4 no trump, I think we will look at this later in the lesson. So I don't really want to go into it now. But that 4 no trumps is 100% Blackwood because the last bid was a suit. Yeah, it's only quantitative when 4 no trumps is preceded by no trumps. So you will always know when it's Blackwood and when it's quantitative. You definitely should do anyway. So 5 clubs is no aces, 5 diamonds 1, 5 hearts is 2. And finally, back to North. What do they do with their 16 points? Partner's got 2 aces. Well, we're missing 1 ace, but again, with such good points, we've got at least 32 points between us. We're in the slam zone. By the way, just because you got 30 points or more doesn't mean you'll always make your slam. Yeah, sometimes slams are unlucky. They go down because both finesses are wrong. Sometimes you won't play them as well as you should do. You know, that does happen. So, yeah, sometimes you might get a terrible trump split. But most of the time, with sensible bidding, you'll make your slams and get your Brucey bonus. And that's it. Let's get underway with the 10 of spades lead. Thank you, partner, for the dummy. And here I'm counting losers. Appears that we're just going to lose the ace of spades, isn't it? I wonder what might go wrong. Should we put in the king or the jack at trick 1? That's our first dilemma. I'm just planning whether to draw trumps or not, by the way. It's always the first question in my mind, whether to draw trumps or not. Are you thinking to draw trumps here or not? So do we play the king or the jack? Well, they wouldn't lead away from an ace in 6 spades, in 6 hearts. Hopefully they wouldn't lead away from an ace in 4 hearts either. So we know that the ace of spades is with ease. There's no point putting on the king. Play the jack. Okay, it loses to the queen. Yes, that's an interesting point there, because you may have been, people do not lead away from aces. Remember, it's the cardinal sin in bridge, especially against the slam. If they had an ace, they would lead it. So we know the ace is with East, third player. Didn't make any difference here. They now cash the ace of spades, which we ruff. Okay, very good. So what do we do next is declare a south. Denoted by the yellow bar, by the way, whose next turn is to play this yellow bar here. Yeah, it's 100% right to draw trumps here. We've got loads of winners outside of trumps. Let's start with the ace. Right, what do we do next? Yes, I don't think it could have been a singleton, Maggie. The reason why is that East would have been bidding with 7 spades to the ace queen. Yeah, so it could not have been a singleton. Good question from Maggie, thinking out of the box. But it can't have been a singleton because that would have given East 7 spades. Right, what do we do next, everyone? We played the ace of hearts. Remember, these hands, of course, at least 2 of them are available for you to play out yourselves in replay, yeah, in the LBO library. Well, have you noticed that 3 of diamonds there? They have shown out. We have got the dreaded 4-0 split. So you're right, Janice and Lisa and Den and others. We must go to dummy. And play a small heart, which we overtake, let's say, with the king. Good. What next for us as declarer? You'd be surprised, that first hand, when it was played face-to-face before COVID and lockdown, probably half the declarers went down. They didn't finesse the spade with 10 between them. Well, when you get a winning finesse, it's most often right to repeat the finesse by going back to dummy. So we're going to do that now. Play another heart. And which one from our own hand? The 9. What type of finesse is this known as, by the way? It did come up the other day, a couple of weeks ago. What type of finesse have we just done? It's got a special name. Came up a couple of weeks ago, didn't it, Maggie? 2 or 3 weeks ago. Oh, just before I forget, very exciting. Next week, it's our time of first week of the month. We're doing a BBO tournament. Yeah. So next week at 9:30 on a Wednesday, come and join us for the live tournament. Really good to put everything into practice and see how we get on. Monday, we're talking about the wonderful 1-no trump with the intermediates. So all sorts of different meanings for 1-no trump. Whether it's an overcall when partner's passed, slightly more, not the obvious 1-no trump opening or dustbin, the less obvious meanings of 1-no trump around the table. So they're reasonably tricky for the more experienced members of this class. but do come along or watch in replay. It's called a marked finesse, you're right, because we know it's going to work 100%. Good, so now we can finally catch the queen of hearts, felling the jack, and we'll just play them out because it's polite in a slam. I'm just playing them out quickly now because they're all winners, aren't they? So quick. And we're there. Good, we were vulnerable this time. So very well done. 1,430 points. To the good. There we go. What more can I say? But we managed to eke out those hearts. Look, Jack 10, 8, 2. Notice on the second heart, East did quite well to put in the 10 of hearts there, making it slightly more difficult for us. So they played the 2 to begin with, and then when we made the finesse from dummy, they put in the 10, not the 8. Just made it slightly harder for us to go back to dummy and finesse for the third time. Right, let's go back to the classroom. Asking for kings. There's a king. My history is not very good, but I think that's Henry VIII. Looks like him, doesn't it? It's the only king I know, so, well, the only Henry I know. You can tell me if I'm wrong. But listen, if you have all 4 aces, then you can bid 5 no trumps, which is asking for kings. It is a rare bid, though, so you would be looking for a grand slam, as your side is already committed to the 6th level. Okay, so it's quite rare to go looking for the grand slam. You'd have to have all 4 aces and have good hand, very good hand as well. The responses are the same as for aces. 6 clubs is none. 6 diamonds, 1 king. 6 hearts is 2 kings. And 6 spades is 3 kings. But it is rare. I can't remember the last time I bid 5 no trumps. Quite a long time ago. Because it is rare to bid a grand slam. 7 clubs or 7 hearts, etc. I think for the moment, you'd do best to concentrate on bidding small slams. You'll get a good score. You know, if you bid and make a slam, you always get a good score in bridge. Let's go to hand 3. Mainly about playing hands today. Let's go back to our third hand, which is here. 5, 6, 7, 19. Oh, Anne, thank you for your time. You can watch the last half an hour in replay. Bye-bye, Anne. She's got to go. Possibly a Pilates class. Always used to conflict with bridge lessons. Partner's gone to 3 spades here. What next for us as Sam? Just tell me a bit about the 3 spade bid, maybe. What's the point count there? Guaranteeing 4 spades, of course. Never 3. But what's the point count for the 3 spade bid? Could be on losing tricks, yeah. For those who've done a losing trick count, might be an 8 loser hand, but if it's point count, interesting. It is a very specific amount, by the way. And I'm glad I asked this question because a fair few wrong answers coming in. Mostly right ones coming in now. Gone slightly blurred. Still slightly blurred. Didn't like me moving. Very blurred. Shall I just come out and come back in again? I'll try this one more time when I put my hand to the... Oh, it's worked that time. Speak to the hand. Yes, it's actually 10 to 12, everyone. Hang on. Yeah, 10 to 12. Not 13 plus, because we had 13 or more, we'd have bid 4 spades. So it's an invitational bid. Yeah, not forcing. South can pass with a minimum. Right, what next for South, do you think? Yes, support line, Margaret, yeah. 2 spades is 6 to 9 points. 3 spade raises 10 to 12. 4 spade raises 13 plus. Good to get that right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lose a hand. Lovely looking hand, isn't it? Great shape. Singleton. It's got all the... I think it's okay to go looking for 4 no trumps here. Partner comes back with 5 diamonds. But it's lovely. I mean, there are lots of good things about this hand, the South hand. It's got 6 great trumps. Partner's got 4. It's got a singleton. That's great. Ingredients for a slam. Ace, king of diamonds is great. Yeah. Erica's got a question. Erica, I've got my stock card here. Yes. At a bridge club, playing live bridge, you should bring out the stop card if you jump a bit. Yeah. Most people won't mind if you forget, but there'll be the odd person who might tell you off or wrap your knuckles. But yeah, you bring out the stop card. You leave it there for 10 seconds, Erica. Well, between 5 and 10. Yeah, just to show that you've jumped the bidding. So whenever you jump the bidding playing face-to-face, you should just lay the stop card down on the table. It's a good habit to get into. If you forget, you know, it's not the end of the world. Good, Margaret. Margaret's, yes, that's something I'll try and do, Margaret, perhaps more often as well. Highlight what is so good in my experience about that South hand. So for me, that's an amazing hand. So 1 ace, we are going to bid 6. No, we don't bid 5 no trumps, by the way. Someone was asking about 5 no trumps. You only bid 5 no trumps if you've got all 4 aces. You know, that's very important. Yeah, so we bid 6 spades here. There's no hope of a grand slam if you haven't got an ace. We settle for 6 spades here. Very good. And the opening lead. Oh, that's weird, saying the 10 of spades. The 10 of spades is there. That's a bug. We've come across a bug here. I'll just take a photograph of that bug. First bug I've come across, actually, for Bajir. There we go. Just take a photo. Let's have a look at this hand. Yes, that's weird. Yeah, they should be leading the king of clubs. Oh, well. Oh, and it's playing the jack of spades there, which we don't have. Ha! There's definitely a bug here. Let me just show that bug to Bajir. I'll take another photo. Yeah, that is a bug. So what we're going to do is we'll play this one on BBA. We're going to abandon this hand. Let's just try again. Wants to lead the 10 of spades, yeah. Let's say abandon it. Let's say they led the king of clubs. Whilst we're there, we might as well look at it. The king of clubs has been led. So disregard the 10 of spades. I will report this bug to Bajir, of course. Thank you, Madeleine. See you next week for the live BBO tournament. How would you, on the king of clubs lead, how would you play this hand? So let's have a look at it anyway. I think it won't do us any harm. So the king of clubs should be the right lead. I wonder if he'll let me lead the king of clubs. Let's have a look. Hang on. Oh, yes, it will. So we win the club with the ace. So we can play, yeah, we can play them all out, just like we used to with BBA. Right, so king of clubs lead. What do we do next? Let's hide the other hands. Do we draw trumps? I like to look at hands in terms of losers, as you know, 4 level and above. So we've got the ace of spades to lose, and we've got the queen of clubs. We've got 2 losers. Do we draw trumps? Or do we do something else? Good, so we've got around the problem of the bug anyway. We can play out this hand. Well, the problem is, if we draw trumps here, we'll lose to the ace of spades, and they'll very quickly take their queen of clubs for 1 down. So what we've got to try and do, everyone, is think of a way, a cunning plan, of getting rid of the 7 of clubs and the jack of clubs. And this is all to do with planning. It's all to do with the E word, of course, experience. Our only chance is to play a heart, yes. To the ace. And yeah, the hands have become exposed because there's a bug on this hand, by the way. It wouldn't normally happen. But king of hearts is played. Losing club goes away, look. Queen of hearts is played. And the second losing club goes away. Bye-bye. So this technique, we do a lesson on this at some point in the future. It's called discarding a certain loser. Brackets before drawing trumps. Because if you lose the lead to the ace of spades here, they're going to take their club winner. That's a reasonably tricky technique. Very well done if you spotted taking those winning hearts first. I think it's quite hard. Now we can draw the trumps, you see, look. They can try their club, but we can rough it. And then just draw the last trump. Good. So they're all winners now, aren't they? Yes, you were lucky hearts divided evenly, Richard, but if they were, if they divided wrongly, let's go to the end of the hand if we can. There you go. Well, we can show you the hand there. So, yeah, well, no, they were 4-4, Richard. If they were 5-3, we'd still have made it. The only time we'd have gone down is if hearts divided 6 and 2. Well, Jill H, if hearts were 6-2 or 7-1, we're going to go down whatever happens. Our only chance on this hand was to get rid of that losing club by playing out the hearts. And to be honest with you, you'd be very unlucky if hearts were 6-2 or 7-1. As long as they're 4-4, the hearts, or 5-3, we're going to make this contract. So definitely playing on hearts was the winner. Well done if you spotted that one. Let's go back to the classroom. Where are we? Yes. Well, Phil was asking about this earlier. I'm sure some of you were thinking this too. How do you know if 4 no trumps is quantitative, i.e. the invitational bid, or Blackwood asking for aces? It's the same bid, isn't it? 4 no trumps. Well, if 4 no trumps is preceded by a no trump bid, then it's always the quantitative invitation, like we looked at a few weeks ago. So 1 no trump, 4 no trumps, quantitative, not Blackwood. 2 no trump, 4 no trump, quantitative. 1 heart, 2 diamonds. 3 no trumps by partner, showing 17 to 19 points. 4 no trumps, quantitative, because no suit's been agreed. If the last bid before 4 no trumps was no trumps, it's the invitation, quantitative. However, in all of these situations, if 4 no trumps is preceded by a suit bid, then it is Blackwood asking for aces. So, for example, 1 heart, if I jump to 4 no trumps straight away, that's Blackwood. By the way, I'd need a very strong hand to do that, at least kind of 19 points or more. 1 spade, 4 spades, 4 no trumps, Blackwood. Okay, so you will, and certainly should, always know the difference. Janice, we looked at it a few weeks ago. You'll have to look at the lesson in the replay library. It's all to do with no trump slam bidding. Okay, I can't explain now. But just very briefly, Janice, if I open 1 no trump and you had 19 or 20 points, you'd bid 4 no trumps looking for slam. Okay, so we've got time for one more hand on, well, not on BB, on LBO. Let's go to it now. There we go. So, 18 points is a one heart opener. Let's have a peek at North. Yes, what would you bid with the North hand? 10 points. Don't make the mistake that some improvers do and bid 2 hearts here. This is a 3 heart raise, isn't it? 10 to 12 points with 4 cards. Always 4 card support, never 3. And back to South. What do you think? 5, 6, 10, 18 points. Again, a great hand, isn't it? 5 losers, 6 trumps, singleton. Singleton king's not great. I'd rather have a small singleton, but it's still a singleton, isn't it? But that's why slam betting is so tricky. The E word is the key. You know, you need many years of experience. Some slams are relatively easy, you know, but there are very marginal hands that are really tricky to bid. And that's why the experts, the experienced partnerships have a few gadgets up their sleeve, which we learn about on Monday morning, namely the splinter bidding, the Jacoby 2 no trump, the Roman key card Blackwood, the Q bidding, yeah, that type of thing. But they're definitely for more experienced players. Now we can go 4 no trumps. Partner comes back with 5 diamonds. That's 1 ace. What next for us? Well, we are missing 2 aces, haven't we? We've only got 2 aces to win, so we pull the ripcord and bail out in 5 hearts, yeah. And the 10 of spades led. Okay, so what do we do now? Yes, I'm not sure that 10 of spades is the right lead, actually. I think there's a bug in this one as well. I think we should play the queen. Yeah, there is a bug on this one. Hang on, let me go back. And we win with the ace. Okay. What do we do next? In 5 hearts. So counting losers, we've got the ace of hearts to lose. We've got 2 spades to lose. And the ace of clubs. So can we afford to draw trumps here by playing the king of hearts? The answer is no. Because if we draw trumps, we'll lose to the ace of hearts. They'll take their 2 spade winners and their club. We will be 1 down. So have you thought of a way which one should we play now? Well, normally we play low and get to dummy with an entry, but there's no entry to dummy, is there? So we have to overtake with the ace. Good play. Now we play the queen. Let's just get rid of these. One spade goes away. Jack of diamonds. Second spade goes away. Yes, the cards have suddenly become exposed. There is a slight bug in these last two hands, which I will be reporting to Bashir. It hasn't affected us too much. So it'll be the same as playing them out on BBO, really, seeing all four hands. But yes, the last two hands have had a couple of bugs in. Good. So now we can draw the trumps. The opponents try to take their spades. But of course, we can ruff now. Draw the last trump. What discard should West play here, by the way? What discard does West make? So yes, next week, lots to look forward to. I always enjoy the live BBO tournaments, just because it's very realistic and very instructive for students as well, to see how I would bid and play the hands with your help. Yes, 8 of clubs here is a discard. And for those who've done discarding, not all of you have done it maybe. We will be doing a lesson on signals and discards again in the next month or two. But the 8 of clubs here, your first discard's a high one, is encouraging. So it says, please partner play a club when you get in. High encouraging, low discouraging. So that says I want a club. Where are we? So draw the last trump. We flush out the ace of clubs. They can play another club. Win with the queen. And they're all winners now. We'll just play them out. Patricia B's got a question. She's saying, does LBO play high encouraging, unlike BBO? Yes, we play natural discards, Patricia B. Like I play when I play bridge myself. I play high encouraging, low discouraging held. Yeah. I'm not sure that BBO robots do signaling, by the way. They're not quite up to it. And there we go. We have made our 5 hearts. $4.50, yeah. But crucially, a few of these hands this morning are beyond this particular theme, by the way. So I don't, don't suddenly think that you never draw trumps. 60% of the time you do. But when you've got losers to get away, like here, you have to play out the winners, the side suit winners first. It's called discarding a certain loser. Brackets before drawing trumps. So it's one of the few times we don't draw trumps. Let me just try something just for a second here. Yeah, still leading a 10 of spades, which is a bit weird because they don't have the 10 of spades. Okay, that's another bug for Bashir. Right, let's go back to the classroom one last time. And we remember just 3 things this morning. 4 no trumps after a suit bid is Blackwood, asking for aces, looking for slam, roughly 30 plus points. 5 no trumps is asking for kings, but a rare bid to make. And finally, 4 no trumps after a no trump bid is quantitative, asking for point count, not aces. So 1 no trump, 4 no trumps, 2 no trumps, 4 no trumps, etc. Right, well, it's 10:28 UK time. It's the end of the slideshow. Yes, Ellie, I know you like the live tournaments.
I do.
Yeah, they're great fun, the live tournaments. Well, just because it puts into play everything we've been talking about. It's exciting. You never know what hand you're going to get. You never quite know what the robots are going to be up to with their defense. So that was good. We now know how to bid slam, Franny.
That was excellent.
And obviously for some of us, I mean, quite a few of the class will already know 4 no trumps, but certainly it'll give them confidence, I think, this lesson to bid a few more slams.
And it was there were a few little things in the hands that had to be ironed out. Like we had a couple of spades, had to get rid of those. And
yes, the set hands were tricky, Franny. Finessing the king of spades in the first hand.
Exactly.
A lot of players, when it's played face-to-face, just laid down the ace. That's against the odds with 10 cards, missing the king. Finessing is definitely playing with the odds there. And as Pauline C's just said, thank you, Jack, perhaps confidence will grow. And I think that's one of the key things of these slam lessons.
Yeah.
Just give the students just a bit more confidence, to push on to slam. Because
not to be alarmed, not to be alarmed when, they do get that hand.
Yes. And it's just, when I pick up 20 points or 23 points, I'm delighted. I'm really happy. But, if an improver or beginner picks up 20 points or 23, but it's quite scary because you don't quite know how to deal with that point count.
Anyway, I think one of the students was looking for something, and you suggested to go to the library, one of the past lessons.
Yes. One of the students, maybe, was it Janice? I can't remember. But yes, we're asking about no trump bidding. And that was a few weeks ago. I can tell you what lesson it is now, actually quite easy. But yes, we did the quantitative bidding. Let me have a little look.
You can actually, too, when you get into that part, you can actually search for the subject too, which is...
Yes, you can search through it. Yeah, through the search engine, where are we? Oh, yes, 24th of June is this balance hands, quantitative for no trump. Good. Well, lots of thank yous scrolling down the side of my screen. Too many thank yous to thank the thank yous, but I do always appreciate your comments at the end of the lesson. And it seems like the lesson went down well. Have a good weekend, everyone, and a good week. And as I say, Franny, next week we're doing the live tournament. Monday, we're doing the wonderful 1 no trump.
What does it mean?
Well, we'll find out on Monday. But basically what it means is we're doing the more difficult meanings of 1 no trump. So, not if I open 1 no trump or I respond it as a dustbin, what it means in other situations.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like what the point count is if I open a heart and someone bids and my partner passes, and then I bid 1 no trump, things like that. What it means is someone overcalls and you respond to their overcall with 1 no trump. So definitely the trickier meanings of 1 no trump. So an instructive lesson.
I'll look forward to that. Well, I'll be there, won't I? So I can see it.
Ronnie's got a question.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Ronnie. Good to hear from you. What is the percentage of hands that are slams or mini slams? Well, I think about 1 in 20, Ronnie. You'd have to search online maybe, but my belief is that 1 in 20 hands are a slam. But that doesn't mean, Ronnie, that you're going to bid a slam 1 in 20, because quite often slams you can't bid because they're very lucky. They depend on 2 or 3 finesses or something. So slams you wouldn't necessarily want to be in, but as the cards lie favourably, you make 12 tricks. So there are a fair few slams out there that we can't bid because they're super lucky. So good question from Ronnie.
Very good.
Beetle saying never stop learning. I agree with you, Beetle. That's why we love this game so much. Always improving. I'm improving. There's some hands I haven't seen, little things I pick up every now and again. So, there's a few players out there who think they've learnt everything. Yeah, that's not a good thing to be.
No.
I think, being humble, having your mind receptive to always learning new things, which I am still learning new things, when I play.
So very good for your brain too, isn't it?
So good really for your brain. It's good sociability, Franny.
It keeps you tuned up.
Gets you out of the house. I go to Harrogate Bridge Club on Monday night and have it's an entertaining evening, socializing with people. They're very friendly. And I get to play bridge. So it's win-win.
Lots of really interesting people play bridge. All right. So that's that for us for that session. And back on Monday.
Back on Monday, Franny. You're stepping in for Bajir, so we'll look forward to that. Otherwise, I'll say goodbye.
Okay. We'll say goodbye to everybody, and